And welcome to the Mayor and City Council, the 8th meeting of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland on Monday, February 23rd, 2026 at 6 p.m. Next one. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, led by the Mayor.
And Mr. President, before we say the Pledge of Allegiance, can we take a moment of silence for the past of Reverend Justin Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ms. Morales, please call the roll.
Councilman Cole,
Here.
Councilman Simmons,
Here.
President Smith,
Here.
Mayor Sydnor.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Morales. Our next agenda item is the approval of minutes from December 15th, 2025, the closed session minutes, January 26th, 2026, regular meeting, February 4th and February 9th, the work session and regular meeting. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
All right, can I get a second?
Seconded.
Ms. Morales, please call the roll.
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Smith,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right. Next agenda item is the report of the Mayor and City Council, and I will start down the row, and I'll start with Councilman Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. A couple things to share this evening. Yesterday, I was pleased to be able to join with the city to celebrate the Black History Month celebration in this very spot. One of the highlights for me, as I imagine for the others who were gathered as well, is we had, I don't know, as many as 12 kids seated up here at these seats and along the side. Each of them had memorized a bit of Black history that they shared up at the podium, sort of a where am I question. All of them, I believe, were mentored by the 100 Black men of Prince George's County. They did a great job. At that age, I would have been nervous in my boots to be able to sort of come up and stand in front of everybody. So I was really, really impressed, and it was also awesome to hear about the many other contributions of even folks in our town to that. So wonderful to join with the city for that. A couple notes also wanted to share. A couple weeks ago, we signed up our kiddo, our 4-year-old, to one of the classes with Parks and Recs, one of the multi-sport for 4-year-olds. And he's had to sit on the sidelines for a few years watching his older brothers play, and this was his moment to sort of step into the ring, if you will. He got a jersey, and he was really proud to. The reason I mention that, though, is to encourage parents to think about the city programs that we have here. There's lots of neat things, especially for their young ones, to be able to get involved. Not only classes we offer, but also organizations that we've partnered with to sort of be able to deliver classes and activities through our different venues. So one of them, very coincidentally, had a friend who coaches with WISE, a basketball program that is one of the partner alliances that works with the city. And he's excited because he coached their championship basketball team of first and second graders to a championship game this Saturday at the Armory. I believe it's at 11:15. So if you want to see a high-performance first and second grader basketball game on Saturday, please come on out. But an encouragement also to adults who are looking to get involved coaching and mentoring. There's a lot of great programs happening here in the city that you can connect to and be a part of. One or two forward-looking items. You may be aware, or hopefully you'll be aware soon, we had a resident, a Laurelite, who submitted the city of Laurel into the Strongest Town in the USA competition. And we got accepted as a nominee, and we're now on to phase 2, which is the voting phase, the online phase. So that's March 2nd to 13th, and then I think the week after that. So I want to thank Calvin Burns for submitting us, and I also want to encourage all Laurelites. I haven't posted yet because this is breaking news, but I'm going to post it to my blog tonight or tomorrow, adrianforlaurel.org, with links that you can go to and sort of show pride in our hometown here of Laurel. If we get all the way to Strongest Town, we get to have a mini documentary about Laurel, which would be awesome to be able to feature all the good things and good people that we have in our town. So I wanted to encourage you to do that. And that concludes my report for this evening. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Simmons. Next, we'll have Councilman Cole.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. On February the 13th, I attended the exhibit opening at Laurel Historical Society at the Laurel Museum. This year, they are reviewing 250 years, America's anniversary, but it's also what has been done here in Laurel over the last 250 years, starting with the bicentennial celebration and continuing on to when the 4th of July Committee was started and all the other various committees that celebrate all the freedoms that we have here in Laurel. So there's a lot of text. Make sure you spend plenty of time going down there. I'm going to have 3 or 4 visits to be able to read everything. Upcoming announcements for some of the committees that I'm on. The Pride Committee will be meeting tomorrow night, the 24th, at 6:30 virtually. We will be discussing the 2026 Pride Day celebration budget. We look forward to seeing anybody there. If you would like to join, please email Ms. Morales at the clerk's office. She'll be able to send a link. One of the fundraisers for the Pride Committee is going to be on Sunday, March 8th at 11 a.m. at Newsbacks. We will be having our first fundraiser of the year, and we look forward to seeing you there. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Councilman Cole. I'll be short and brief. I was able to join the mayor at Laurel Lake's Black History program they did with the seniors over there. It was nice to see them because I don't get to see them as often, but they did a wonderful program playing games and talked about a little history, so it was fun stopping by, and of course I enjoyed the program put on by the city here as well. And that concludes my report. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Chi Delta Zeta Chapter. They had a youth human trafficking workshop. I want to thank Chief Police, Evans officers there as well. It's actually getting young ladies to have to recognize and have self-defense in case they're being harassed by older adults and things of that nature. So I thought that was very interesting and for them to put that on. So the Zeta's been working with us for several years, and they continue to do a great job, and I still really appreciate that. Also, on that same day, I went to outside of the city. I finished about fitness, Powerhouse Gym. It's outside the city. They had that grand opening, and I went there and support them because I'm a member of that gym as well. So anytime you can join a gym or work out, pick up your physical fitness and your mental health, please do so. On the 18th, I also had a chance to go to the Old Shah Shalom Synagogue. Actually, it was a very interesting visit because it was a lot of energy there. When I went there, I felt like I know those individuals for my whole life. They was very friendly. They welcomed me to come back to talk about some things. So I encourage the citizens on Friday. That's when they have their worship. So please join there. Please not join, but please go there and just to learn more about the Jewish religion. And I learned a lot that day just when being there for an hour. So I really appreciate that. Like Councilman President Smith said, the Laurel Lake Senior Black History Program. I was always interested going over there talking to our senior citizens there, and they put on the Black History Program. I also had the opportunity to go to Holy Cross Theology College of Theology. They had their first commencement ceremony. They dressed me up in a role like I had a doctor's degree. People on their Facebook congratulated me. I said, no, I just went there as a guest. So it was interesting, though. So that was pretty funny. So I had to go back. I never really comment on my Facebook page, but I had to go back and comment on that. Say, no, I didn't get no doctor's degree. I was a guest. So let's tell you, people don't read the post. They just look at the pictures and like. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Also, we had the Black History program last night. Very good program. Mostly kids. I wanted the program to be about the kids and the youth. As you know, I remember 100 Black Men in Prince George County, and we had several of our members come out, our mentees come out there and present for us. So we always got to pour back into our resources into our youth because they are the future, really. I know it's a cliche, but they're really the future, though. Yesterday was a good example when you pour into our youth. Also, just want to highlight some things more about Black History Month. As we come to the conclusion of Black History Month at the end of this week, but we all know that Black history is American history and American history is world history. So we don't have to wait till February to celebrate history. Black history is supposed to be included, and that's a goal of College G. Woodson when he started 100 years ago. He wanted Black history to be included in history. So we continue to have a separate month, and that's because we still got a lot of work to do. But there's a food program, I'm going to just give you some highlights. In 1961, the food stamp pilot program started. In 1964, the Food Stamp Act started, so everybody's nationwide. In 1966, the Children's Nutrition Act created for breakfast for school. As we know, when kids go to school, they're hungry. They can't focus on their lesson. There's a lot of things going on, so we want to make sure our kids are fed. In 1969, the Black Panther Party, who gets a lot of bad credit, but there was a party started in 1966 in Oakland, California by Harriet P. Newton and Bobby Seale, and they started a program for self-defense in the community and just making awareness and things of that nature. But they started a breakfast program that really took off. And that breakfast program took off in 30 cities and pretty much put mandates on other cities to, feed kids. And so I'm a member of the Mayor's Allegiance Against Childhood Hunger. And next week is Food Breakfast Week. So I'll give you some numbers right now. In the state of Maryland, 16% of our children face food insecurity and face hunger before they go to school. As I said before, when kids go to school and they're hungry, they can't focus on their schoolwork. They can't focus on the lessons, and we want to make sure kids are fed. So last year in 2025, over 40 million breakfasts were served in the state of Maryland. Almost 250,000 students receive free breakfast. And so we want to acknowledge the cafeteria workers in the school. From March the 2nd to March the 6th, 2026 is School Breakfast Week. So we want to make sure every child go to school and have something to eat. I think it's mandatory in the state of Maryland, I believe. I know in the summertime, the state of Maryland also have a breakfast program for the kids that can't, don't have food to eat. So it's important that we continue to recognize that. And I just want to highlight the Black Panther Party because those are one of the things they done. They knew in their community that kids need to eat, and they want the kids to be healthy before they go to school. And so I just think that, we need to learn about that process as well. So that concludes my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Next on the agenda is the general public hearing. And seeing that there's no one signed up to speak, I will open and close that public hearing at 6:11 p.m. And next on our agenda is the second public hearing with possible action on ordinance number 2053, an ordinance amending the general operating budget and capital improvement program of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland for the fiscal year July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, and to provide an effective date. Our presenter is Director Saylor from the Department of Budget and Personnel Services. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mayor Sydnor, and council members. As we've discussed at this month's meetings, the third amendment to our FY26 operating budget, we're adding $26,786. That's a grant from the state of Maryland. Those funds will be appropriated in the Department of Human Services for the multi-service center programs to provide financial assistance to backstretch workers at the Laurel Race Course. We have some budget changes to Department of Communications where we're adding $13,942. Those funds are coming from the mayor's budget as well as the community promotion budget. And this is to help fund auxiliary staffing due to the increase in demand on the Department of Communications. There's also a transfer that is going from the Department of Economic and Community Development to their own training budget, which is at the end on page 3. and that is to fund additional training courses under the direction of the new department head. So the Department of Human Services is increasing by $39,704. The other part of that addition is coming from the Laurel Helping Hands budget to fund an additional auxiliary staff member. So those are all the changes to the operating budget. And then we're taking the remaining balance from some completed street projects of Stanley Place, Ward Street, and Snowden Place, and we're adding those balances to provide additional funding to Staggers Road. So overall, there is no overall increase to the CIP. We're just moving funds from completed projects. And that's all I have, Mr. President.
All right. Any comments or discussion from the council before I ask for a motion? Hearing none. Can I get a motion? Going to open and close the public hearing on this at 6:14 p.m. Thank you, Councilman Cole. Seeing there's no one signed up to speak, may I get a motion?
Yes, Mr. President, I move that we accept Ordinance 2053 as presented.
All right. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Councilman Cole. Ms. Morales, please call the roll.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
President Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Sydnor.
I concur.
All right.
Motion carries.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Saylor. Our next meeting will be virtual, a virtual work session on Wednesday, March 4th, 2026 at 6 p.m. And there being no further business to come before the council this evening, this meeting is adjourned.